Fuck. Alright. I can't believe I even have to make this video right now. Alright. So, I'm gonna tell you the story of how I got scammed on Craigslist. So, it started out with this car that I have. You guys have seen it. Long story short, it needs body work. And I went and scoped out a parts car at the junkyard that was straight because it needs a piece of the frame rail cut out and replaced by another one, welded in. So, long story short, I found this guy's ad on Craigslist, who said he was a mobile mechanic, and his name was, we won't say his name, we'll say, so I emailed him. I was like, hey, I sent him a picture of what I needed done. I said, hey, could you do this? Or, how much, blah, blah, blah. I have, permission to let you go over and cut a piece off of another car. Like, I just need you to weld it on and make it straight for me so I can finish the project. So this was about 4 weeks ago, and he texted me a week after that. He goes, oh yeah, I could do that. I didn't see your message. So we're talking, trying to come up with a good price and, what he wants and kind of make both of us happy. So this goes on for a few weeks, and he says he lives right here in town. And I'm like, okay, this is good. He's gonna give me a good service for a good price. Well, he wants to take the car. He wants to tow it to a shop where he can work on it. So he says, okay, we can meet up, and since it's such a big job, I'm gonna require half the money first so I can go to the junkyard, pick up the parts, yada yada yada. So I meet up. I give him the cash, and I give him the keys, and I was like, hey, can you write out a receipt for me? So he wrote out a receipt for me, wrote down the address that he was living at, and the address of the shop that the car was going to be going to. And he just wrote me out a little kind of bill of sale saying, he was going to fix my car for this amount of money, and he was going to have it back, and I was going to pay him I was going to pay him the other half when he returned the car to me. So that was fine. And then over the next week, he was like, I'm going to come pick up the car, and he just kept making excuses, and oh, the guy wasn't at the junkyard, so I couldn't go today, or my buddy's trailer isn't ready, or something. It was always something, right? So finally he's like, okay, Monday I'm gonna come pick up the car, 8 a.m. I said, all right. So I made sure that I was up. I made sure that I was, ready for him to come, and I wanted to see the car off. Monday comes around, this past Monday, nothing from him. Not all day. And I was like, all right, this is a little strange. So I was like, hey, what's going on? I need some sort of communication from you. And he goes, oh, I'm going to pick it up Wednesday, 8 a.m. I was like, all right, I'll be here. So Wednesday rolls around. He doesn't text me all day long. He doesn't show up. And so I text him, and I was like, all right, let me know if you're coming today. A couple hours after he said he was going to be there, nothing. So then I texted him again. I was like, I need to know if you're coming today. I have plans, I want to be here. Nothing. A couple more hours go by, and I text him, and I was like, look, if you don't, if you don't give me some sort of communication, I need something right now. Are you going to be here? Are you still interested in doing the work? Something. He hadn't texted me all day. So then I call the guy over the junkyard, and I was like, hey, did this guy show up and get that part for the car? And he goes, what guy? He never showed up. So this guy that told me he went to the junkyard that I told him to go to and get the piece that I needed, which is why he required half down, he told me he had the part and he was ready to put it in. He told me he was gonna have the car, he's gonna pick up the car Wednesday morning and have it back to me Wednesday afternoon. Nothing all day. And I called the guy at the junkyard, and that's what he told me. So then I texted him. I said, I just called, the guy over the junkyard, and he says that you didn't even show up, and you never even scheduled an appointment to come cut the piece out. And he's still not writing to me. So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, I'm getting scammed, or someone's trying to scam me. So I plug in the number that I have. I'm texting. I plug it into Facebook, and it comes up with a profile of him, but the thing is, he had a different last name than what he wrote on the receipt for me. He had a different last name, and it was him. And I was like, okay, this is weird. If someone was trying to scam me, why would they give me a fake name, a fake address, but not a fake number? I'm like, okay. And so when he came over to get the cash and the keys, at first, he walked here. He didn't drive, so there was no plates or anything that I could trace. And he told me that he had a wife, and this guy was in my apartment and everything. He had a wife, and his wife was there. I met her, and her name was Peaches. That was her name. That's what she said. So I'm creeping through his Facebook profile, and sure enough, I find somebody named Peaches on his, in his photos or whatever, a picture of a girl. And I was like, okay, I got a little bit, like, figured out here. So I text him one more time, this is around 6 o'clock, and I go, if you don't respond, I'm getting the police involved. Because at this point, my money's gone, he has the keys to my car, he knows where I live. And I found his ad, I took a screenshot of it, I took a screenshot of his profile, and right as I'm about to leave to go to the police station, the number texts me back, because I've been trying to call it too, as well as texting it, and every time I call, it would ring once and go right to voicemail. I read that means that you're blocked, so he blocked me from calling him. And so after nothing all day from him, and me texting him all that, after I said I was going to get the police involved, I get a response, and it says, did that asshole hit you too? He's in jail right now. And I go, alright, like, someone's fucking with me, right? And I was like, who is this? And she goes, Mandy, asshole's ex-girlfriend. He fucking punched me in the face or something like that. And I was like, listen, I don't know what's going on, but I just want my keys and my money. And she was like, he's not allowed to contact me because he's in jail. I just came to get my stuff, and he's a good, honest guy. I don't think he would rip you off. After she just got done telling me that he was in jail for punching her in the face. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to the police. So I went to the police station, and I told them everything, and I showed them all the texts. I mean, at least 4 weeks worth of text messages. And I gave him the number, and I gave him the name, and they copied my receipt that he made for me. And I'm just thinking the whole time, it doesn't make any sense. So, sure enough, it turns out he wasn't in jail. I thought it was just a plot to buy him more time, to buy him a couple extra days saying he was in jail and this and that. So that's what I told the cops. And sure enough, he wasn't in jail. They called the number, and he answered, and he said that somebody stole his phone and was messing with me. And I was like, he didn't contact me all day long. And then he lied to the cops and told the cops I called him and I yelled at him on the phone, and that he didn't want to talk to me on the phone because he was scared I was going to yell at him again. I never once got a hold of him all day. It just rang once, went straight to voicemail. So this dude's lying out his ass right now. He's getting caught in the middle of a scam. He was trying to scam me, and I don't know why he didn't, what he was doing with forgetting to put a burnout number, using his own number that connects right to his real Facebook, but gave me a fake address and a fake last name. And I was like, okay, like, I don't want to do business with you anymore. I just want my keys and I want my money back. So my phone died while I was at the police station as I was showing them the text. So they call him and they're like, yada, 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 he wants his stuff back. Meet at the police station right now, because apparently he lived like on the same street as the police station is what he texted me, but when he wrote his address on the receipt, it was a different address. So I'm like, I want to meet in a public area, probably, you know, by the police station would be nice, so I can feel safe enough. And he goes, oh no, I'm not in town, and I'm not in town right now. Weird, because earlier today you were supposed to pick up my car, and now all of a sudden you're not in town. He was at another place like 30 minutes away from here. But he was supposed to pick up my car that morning and be working on it and have it back that afternoon. But when I wanted my stuff back, he said, no, I'm not in town. So he told the police that he would have my stuff back either Thursday or Friday, which is today. So basically, I almost got scammed, I think. I don't know. It's weird. I've never been, I mean, I have been scammed buying cars on Craigslist before, but majority of the time it's a pleasant experience, and I've never ever been like, I tried to be scammed for service, for, you know, me paying for someone else's service. So it's kind of weird. He said that and I said, well, the guy at the junkyard told me you never showed up to get the part. And he swears he has this part from some junkyard, even though he told me he was at that junkyard that I told him to go to, cutting off the piece on Monday. That's what he was doing. And now, I don't know. I don't think he really even has a piece, to be honest with you. He probably just said that because he didn't want the cops to make it look like he was really trying to scam me. And he's going to see me in person and be like, oh, I don't have it. So, basically, moral of the story, I don't want to say don't do business on Craigslist, because I have found some pretty good deals on Craigslist, but just be careful, do your research, and just really don't trust anybody.